everybody, I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Agatha All Along, Season 1, Episode 5.
Darkest Hour, Wake Thy Power.
I'm not sure that I understand this show.
I don't think anything happened in this episode.
Okay. That's what I keep feeling like.
Yeah.
I had mentioned to you earlier that some of them I've watched twice, and then I've watched a couple of recaps. And anytime that I watch it, I'm like, okay, that was... It's like watching a board game.
Okay.
It's like watching...
Yeah, Candyland.
Yeah, figures move down the thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm obviously aware that, like, stuff happened, but it's not completely feeling like parts of a larger narrative whole to me.
It's not fully fleshed out, in my opinion.
But having said that, when I rewatch certain episodes or watch episode breakdowns and certainly, like, Easter eggs and stuff, they're, like, explaining it. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that wasn't clear to me. So I think this could be one of the ones that watches differently a second time.
Yeah, but that's a problem for me.
Okay.
If I have to watch somebody else explain it, you're not doing your job as a TV show. Like, I'm okay missing some Easter eggs. I don't give a shit about that. I've missed thousands of Easter eggs in all the Marvel properties.
We got a comment in our video where I was like, whose challenge was the first one? Sharon Davis's? And we got a comment that was like, obviously Jen's, because she made the potion. And I felt like an idiot because I was like, oh, duh, I should have realized that's what happened.
No, but it doesn't fully check for me because, like we were talking about earlier, the issue is that she didn't even gather all of the ingredients. So it's like, all she was doing was, like, then she stirred it 3 times. And I'm just sort of like, I don't know. Like, obviously, sure, yes, that was Jen's challenge, or trial, but they're not feeling cohesive enough. And so, like, then was tonight Agatha's? Or was it teens? If it was teens, why was it set in the 1980s? Joe Locke was born in the 2000s. Like, what? And then what year does this show take place?
Well, and also how long, like, were they only in that, this episode felt linear to the point where I feel like only 25 minutes passed in world.
So apparently,
like, I feel like they were only in that challenge for 10 minutes in world.
Yeah, apparently this episode was 32 minutes long, and I would like
it was 24. I read.
See where.
I think the rest of it was just credits.
Credits, yeah, because 32 minutes is not. I was like, when it was over, I was like, oh shit, that's it.
Because we got the Salem 7 again, which that part's really working for me. I really like the look. They are apparently the children of the witches.
Feels very circuitous and and like it doesn't need to be that complicated.
So I guess it was Agatha's. Although I don't know why it was like Stranger Things themed. But like
just the 80s?
Well, like the challenge.
Yeah.
Well, so they're being chased by the Salem 7 and they got brooms because why not? And that was cool. Yeah. I enjoyed that. And I like the little bits of lore that we're getting, like how a witch had to like, how they each had to take a broom and do magic but then give it to another witch.
Yeah.
Like I like the sisterhood. Like I like the communal
she
aspects
specifically said like we fly together or we don't fly at all. Basically, I like that kind of stuff. But again, especially with that kind of stuff, is a little more kitschy, so it goes with the theme and like the vibes of the show overall. But like the vibe of the Salem 7 doesn't go with the campiness of the show because they are truly
scary, like
spooky and scary to look at. And like unsettling with their movements and their screeching.
You know what this is weirdly reminding me of is Hocus Pocus, and Hocus Pocus is sort of an enigma, and it also had time to grow into what it is. But this is like 60% a Home Alone movie and like 20% a Sam Raimi horror.
Yeah.
And it's, I find it startling.
We talked about the like creature.
And then the remaining percent is just like full-blown Rio Agatha sex.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even a start on that. Okay, so in the first place, it was like the demon, the like generational demon curse from last week, and then the Salem 7 are truly scary, spooky, unsettling things.
Well, and Agatha's possession.
Yes, that was more like even like Reagan from The Exorcist. Yeah. So I feel like you're doing too much. You can't be doing all of this right. And I just feel like you're not doing all this right. And to the point where, like, now I'm getting frustrated.
Well, I'm just, like I said, I'm just not really, like, I'm not following it, like, narratively, because so they get to the trial, it's like 80s sleepover themed, there's a Ouija board, and they were communicating with either Agatha's mother or the ghost of Nicholas Scratch, or both, or neither. And
definitely not Sharon.
No.
Yeah.
Because Agatha just leaned into it, and Agatha knows what's going on unless she doesn't, and she's evil unless she's not.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, 100%. And I think that's what's so frustrating for me is I'm like, is this like a redeem the villain from the previous thing? Because if true, I like that.
She's still trying to get her magic back, and so it
to the point that she completely sucked Alice dry, and Alice is now dead. I'm not here for that either.
Well, and but if we're to take all this stuff on, because the whole part with Agatha's mother felt like a trick to me. Like, it felt like I didn't believe that was her real mother. It felt like something impersonating her mother.
I feel like you're doing too much.
I'm doing too much, which is what the trap that I keep falling into. And so, because if we're supposed to take it all on red, Agatha is like a self-fulfilling prophecy because her mother hated her, or her mother thought she was evil.
And I hate that almost the most.
But because she was like, I should have killed you the moment I had you. So it's like, why does her mother think she's evil? Because that implies that the way it was presented to us, again, that I recall, I didn't rewatch WandaVision. Clearly I should have, but I feel like it was implied that she got out of control in her adult life, and her mother and the other witches had to like come in and banish her of sorts. And so, yeah, I'm not following it. And so, like, why does Rio want to kill Agatha except for when someone else wants to kill her, and then she's deeply protective of her?
I feel the same way about Agatha's relationship with Teen.
Who?
Because she seems to not give a shit about him until his life is threatened, and then she's like, my boy!
But does she know who he is, or does she not?
She does now, I think.
Why?
Maybe because she sucked Alice's powers, and she's stronger, and she's, like, breaking through the thing?
Because Alice was trying to protect her from her mother, and I guess, because I remember the bit that, Agatha can't steal your powers unless you blast her first. So it's like her mother was like blasting her, and then Alice stepped in and just muscle memory kicked in, so Agatha sucked out Alice's.
Again, the motivations are very unclear, and it doesn't make sense because the characterization is different from scene to scene based on what we need for that scene only. So it's like, whenever Agatha needs to be sympathetic, she has a scene with Rio or Teen, because Rio is, you know, her toxic ex, and Teen reminds her of her son. And then it's like, we need her to be snarky and like a bad girl and like evil.
Rio seems like a spirit guide, where I kind of feel like they're all in, like, I'm doing too much, but I get the feeling that they're all in like a weird VR, like, and
also they're in purgatory.
Well, kind of, and Rio knows, so she's like their spirit guide. I just spit everywhere, but I don't know. I'm not following it. And I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
I just feel like we're going to get so many comments on this that are like, duh, obviously it's blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to be like, that's not obvious. I feel like I would have picked up on that.
So, and then there was like a big reveal, because there was all these headlines after it aired that like the reveal who Teen was, and yet no one
is surprised.
Knew, but also no one knew what it meant. Because do we say?
Not in the show. I'm gonna say he's Wanda's son.
Yeah, Wiccan.
Very obviously, he's Wanda's son.
But then, like, we finally found out, and I'm like, did we though? Because all it showed was him
with like a crown,
with magic and the crown. Yeah. But it's like you have to know a lot about the comics to know that.
So I will again say the reason that I know it is because apparently Marvel execs got mad at the public that was trying to do too much, and I assume just were like, you know, invoking the name of Mephisto again, and so they finally were like, nope, he is definitely the son. He's Wanda's son.
Why were the other witches? And
He took them over. Their eyes were super blue.
Okay, so
like
then,
his magic.
so then he's powerful. Like he can. So he's pretending.
I think he unlocked it because he
Okay.
was sad and mad about Alice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Where's the other son? And I mean, I get that we're probably gonna find out.
100%. Where's the other son? Okay, so Alice is dead. Jen and Lilia and Agatha are now buried in the dirt. Where the fuck did Rio go?
Oh God.
She was not in that final scene back on the road. So I have no...
I don't know. That was episode 5. We're gonna watch the next one, and maybe some questions will be answered.
Sure, and that's the thing.
This can be one video.
I'm super happy if the next episode answers questions that this one left open. However, then your release schedule is incorrect and bad.
Like somebody needs to pay.
Because this episode, and again, I don't mind cliffhangers and stuff like that. That's fine. But this episode didn't do anything. It was kind of an exposition dump. It killed a really interesting character that I think was actually doing something. And then it revealed something that then the people behind the scenes of the show had to confirm.
Had to clarify
in interviews because it wasn't clear enough. Like, it's not working for me 100%. I really hoped we'd kill more time. We have 12 minutes to go before the next episode even is available on Disney Plus. This is such a bad release model.
You can see me in a crowd. Okay.
Bye.